I am explaining the fourth chapter from the diary of Annie Frank, written by Annie Frank. Yes, this is a diary written by a small girl, and by chance it became a unique experience how some Jews have to hide from the Nazis when they came in power. That's why she has become most of the renowned and discussed of the Holocaust victims. Holocaust stands for mass killing. Yes, now I think it may be clear to you that it is a real, serious diary written by a small girl, but by chance it became unique experience or proof of history. But your chapter is nice description of her school days. So, starting is like this. Writing in a diary is really strange experience for someone like me, means the author or narrator, you can say Annie Frank, she is writing diary. She is giving just personal experience. She is saying that writing a diary was a really very strange, odd experience for her because she was very small girl at that time. 2 points are given here why she was thinking that it was strange at that time, because she had never written anything. In the first paragraph, it is said because she thought at that time that no one would be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Means she was just 13-year-old and she thought no one would be interested in the thoughts of a small girl. But at that time, she left that idea. She wanted to write because she wanted to get all kinds of things off her chest. Means she wants to lessen the burden of many things. Yes, she started thinking. In the second paragraph, it is given paper has more patience than people. Yes, I think the best part of this total chapter is this sentence. It tells that how mature she was. She started feeling that she wanted to write a diary because paper has more patience, means it can forbear more things than people, because people react. Yes, at that time she was little depressed, she was very sad, she was just thinking, bored at that time, no energy left in her. That's why she was just thinking to write, and finally decided that paper has more patience. That's why she wanted to give one special word to her diary, that was real friend. Yes, now she was saying that at that time she wanted to give total description that she had many friends, she had family, she had some aunts too, but she wanted to share all the things to one real friend, and it was fault of her that she couldn't confide anything in any person. That's why she wrote one diary. Yes, then she started thinking that she had to write the diary not in common way. Rather, she would give her experience or share all the ideas like one does with her friend. That's why she named her diary as Kitty. Now, oral comprehension check. First question is given. What makes writing in a diary a strange experience for Annie Frank? Writing was a strange experience for the girl because she had never written any diary before, and secondly, she thought that neither she nor anyone else would be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old girl. Now, second question. Why does Annie want to keep a diary? She wanted to keep a diary because she wanted to share her ideas like one friend does with another. And she was alone at that time. She wanted to lessen her burden. Now, third question. Why did Annie think that she could confide more in her diary than in people? She started thinking because paper has more patience than people. People may react anytime, anything, but diary can cover all her feelings. She thought that diary could be her best confidante. That's why she gave her diary one special name, that is Kitty. Yes, now Next paragraph it is given. Since no one would understand a word of her stories to Kitty if by chance she started writing directly. That's why she wanted to give brief sketch of her life. Yes, otherwise she didn't want to give. But she started thinking that her father was the most adorable father. Adorable stands for respectable father she had ever seen. Then she is giving just little description that her father married her mother when he was just 36 and she was 24. Little detail is given about sister named Margot. She was born in Frankfurt in Germany 1926. She was born on 12 June 1929. She lived in Frankfurt until she was just 4 years old. And her father immigrated means he had to go to Holland. At that time, her mother, Edith Hollander Frank, she also went with him to Holland, but Margot, her elder sister, and she were sent to Aachen to stay with her grandmother, means she had to live with her grandmother. Ultimately, she had to accompany her sister in February. Yes, she became very humorous here. She says that she had to just complete for her sister. She started right away at Montessori Nursery School. At that time, she had to be there till she was 6 years old. At that time, she started her first standard. In the sixth standard, she recalled her headmistress named Mrs. Kypros. At the end of year, they both were in tears. And she had a great bond with her special headmistress. Yes, now in the summer of 1941, Grandma means her grandmother fell very ill and she had to get one operation. So her birthday was celebrated with little enthusiasm. And after all, her grandmother died in January 1942. No one knows how often she is giving a little tribute to her grandmother by saying that she was really attached with her grandmother because when her birthday was celebrated, one special candle in the memory of her grandmother was also lit. Yes, the four of them were doing very well at that time, and she gives the total credit of her writing diary to her family members. That's why she gave description. Now, oral comprehension check. First question is, why does Annie provide a brief sketch of her life? His Annie provides a brief sketch of her life because she thought that no one could understand anything if she directly started writing her diary. And she wanted to give total credit to her family members because she was really attached with all her father, mother, sister Margot, and grandmother. But she gave just brief bio sketch of them as she didn't want to give detail. Now, second question. What tells you that Annie loved her grandmother? Yes, Annie loved her grandmother. First idea that she had to live with her when she was separated from her parents, when her parents had to go to Holland. And second idea, she was really attached with her because when her grandmother expired, she was really shattered. She celebrated her birthday, but she lit one candle in the name of her grandmother. Now, one special description is given. It is very nice incident. Yes, this is very special in this, and it tells how girl is writing. Saturday, 20th June 1942. She is writing, Dearest Kitty. Kitty stands for diary. Our entire class is quaking in its boots. Means once her total class was shivering. They were totally tensed. Reason was very clear. There was just one meeting of teachers and they had to decide who would be promoted, who would be in the same class. And half of the class was guessing GN, she, means detail is given CN, Jacques, they were making bets on these kinds of things. You will be promoted, you will not be promoted. There were very pleading glances, means requesting were going on from the teachers. Some were very angry. But one nice idea is given. Annie was thinking that she was very sure if anyone could ask from her, she could tell that more than half of the class means dummy. And but teachers were most unpredictable. Means no one could say anything about teachers. So she was very sure that the result would not be according to her thinking. And she is making very clear that she was not at all worried about her result, but she was just doubtful about maths, and she was just giving one special chance to time, and was just consoling herself that they should not lose their heart or spirit. Yes, then she was just doing well with all the friends. Detail is given. There were seven men teachers, two women teachers, but one special teacher name is given, and the total chapter is devoted to him. That is Mr. Kissing. He was old Foji, means old fashioned person who was very strict, who used to be math teacher, and she really didn't like him because the teacher was also that. She was very talkative, and he gave many warnings, and he assigned extra work, especially first essay titled A Chatterbox was given to her. She was totally puzzled. What would she write? Ultimately, in the evening, when she completed her homework, she started thinking about essay. Then she could, one nice sentence is given, she could write anything by making big letters. But one trick was in her mind that she had to give one convincing argument, not one, rather one, two, to tell to her teacher, maths teacher, Mr. Keesing, that there is a great need of talking. Yes, first she started thinking, what would she write? But ultimately she wrote 3 pages. Mr. Kissing gave her one work and he was satisfied. Yes, why? Because two ideas she gave. She argued that first point, talking is a student's trait, means talking is a student's quality. He should talk. Okay, but one point that he should try to be in control, means he should be composed. But she would never be able to cure herself. Second idea is given because she had taken this talking habit from her mother as inherited traits. So she couldn't avoid that. Mr. Kissing had a good laugh, means he was happy at that time, and he started teaching. But again, he gave one more essay, that is an incorrigible chatterbox. Incorrigible means the person that can never be improved or corrected. Then she was just thinking what she had to write, and ultimately she wrote. However, during the third lesson, is now what is most important in the chapter, that she was given third time one more essay, same topic almost. Title was changed. It was punishment. Quack, 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 said Mr. Chatterbox. Yes, now it was tough for her to think because the total class was laughing. She was also laughing, though she was just thinking that she couldn't had left any originality and inventiveness in her ideas. But this was the special time for her to just think one thing original. As her friend named Sane, who was very good at poetry, she also was ready to help her, and she composed some lines in poetic form, and very happy they were. Mr. Kissing was trying that he would make fun of the girl, but ultimately she was thinking that she would make fun of her teacher, and he should think in another way. Yes, in this way, she finished her poem. It was very beautiful. Actually, poetic lines are not given, but summary is given. She wrote like this: once upon a time, there was a mother duck and a father swan. They lived with their baby ducklings. They used to talk a lot. That's why Father Swan just bit all of them because they quacked too much, because they used to talk too much. She had written an indirect way, but luckily her teacher took the joke in a right form. He read the poem in the class. He added his own comments, and in many classes also. Yes, after that, he had been very liberal teacher, and he had never given any extra homework to the girl, and she was allowed to talk. Yes, on opposite of that, Mr. Kissing was always making jokes those days. Yes, now diary is completed. Nice description is given. Now, oral comprehension check. First question, why was Mr. Kissing annoyed with Annie? What did he ask her to do? Mr. Kissing was annoyed with Annie because she was a very talkative girl. It was not tolerable for the teacher. That's why he gave many warnings. But when it was not corrected, then he asked her to write three essays, one after another, on the same topic almost, that is talking. First was chatterbox, second, an incorrigible chatterbox, and third one, quack, 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 Mr. Chatterbox. Now, second, how did Annie justify her being a chatterbox in her essay? Annie justified her being a chatterbox in her essay by saying that it is an important trait of students' life. It is very necessary trait. Then second point she gave that she had taken talking as inherited trait from her mother and she cannot avoid that in any case. Now, third, do you think Mr. Kissing was a strict teacher? Yes, he was a strict teacher because he was very against of talking. Students go on talking every time almost till now. He gave many warnings. Then he went on giving one by one three essays in a row on the same topic, that was chatterbox. He was really very strict. He should have found some liberal or nice ways to correct the girl. Now, fourth, what made Mr. Kissing allow Annie to talk in class? Mr. Kissing was really impressed after checking her third essay that the girl wrote, that was quack, 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 said Mr. Chatterbox. Yes, so he was so happy after reading one poem. Summary was like that: once upon a time, there was a duck, mother, father swan with ducklings. Father swan bit all of them to death because they quacked too much. The teacher got the real sense of that and he became very liberal, very jolly natured, and he allowed him to talk in the class because it is not a crime to talk. Now, important questions. Thinking about the text. Was Annie right when she said that the world would not be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old girl? Yes, Annie was not right when she said that the world would not be interested in the musings was thought of a 13-year-old girl. Otherwise, generally, small girl may think like that. But after she wrote, by chance, her diary became a unique record or proof of history how the Jews or some fellows had to escape from the powers of Nazis and how Holocaust victims had to survive. So the total world would be interested, rather the world is interested till now in the musings of a small girl. Now, second question. There are some examples of diary or journal entries in before you read section. Compare these with any writes in her diary. What language was her diary originally written in? Is actually her language was Dutch. Ultimately, it was translated into many languages because it was a unique record of history. Yes, in what ways Annie's diary different? Her diary is quite different. She is not writing in a boring way by just giving sketches of herself and parents. No, rather, she wrote nice, brief, thrilling experiences of her life to share with one real friend. That was her diary, according to her. And she gave one name, Kitty, to it. Now, third question. Why does Annie need to give a brief sketch about her family? Does she treat Kitty as an insider or an outsider? Annie needs to give a brief bio sketch because otherwise no one would able to understand her diary if she started quickly about herself. And she wanted to give total credit of her life for writing a diary to her lovely family members. And she treats her Kitty diary as an insider because she has complete faith in her. As she used to think that paper has more patience than people. Now, fourth question. How does Annie feel about her father, her grandmother, Mrs. Kypros, and Mr. Kissing? What do these tell you about her? Yes, she felt very grateful to her father, her grandmother, and all teachers. Yes, she tells that her father was really adorable, really loving, because he was really caring for her mother. And as far as grandmother was concerned, she was really very, very attached with her because she had to live with her. And secondly, after her death, she was totally shattered. And she celebrated her birthday by taking one candle in the name of her grandmother. And Mrs. Kypros was her headmistress, and she was really weeping, literally weeping, when she had to be separated from her. And Mr. Kissing may be very, very strict teacher at that time, but ultimately he became very, very comfortable with the girl when he checked the arguments of the girl in a written essay. All these sketches tell about the girl that she was really mature, she was very sensitive and judgmental about all the characters. She was greatly attached to all of them. She used to give total credit to all. Now, fifth question. What does Annie write in her first essay? Annie writes in her first essay that talking is a necessary trait of a student's life. So he shouldn't be punished. And second idea, that she had taken that special quality of talking from her mother as inherited trait, and she could not avoid that perfectly. Now, sixth question. Annie says teachers are most unpredictable. Is Mr. Kissing unpredictable? How? Yes, she is right that teachers are most unpredictable. Unpredictable Predictable means when we cannot forecast how they would behave. Yes, teachers behave according to their moods, according to circumstances, like all the common fellows. Yes, Mr. Gizing was unpredictable because earlier he was very strict. He used to make fun of the girl. He was very strict in giving her S's. But slowly, slowly, after checking the arguments of the girl, he became somewhat liberal and jolly natured. So he was unpredictable. Now, seventh question. What do these statements tell you about Annie Frank as a person? Yes, now first, we don't seem to be able to get any closer, and that is problem. Maybe it is my fault that we don't confide in each other. We can say that she is really introvert. She cannot be settled with anyone or not very, very social. Next point, I don't want to jot down the facts. It means that she wants to be rare, unique, and different in her diary writing. Third point, Margot went to Holland in December and I followed in February. So it tells that she is jolly natured and very, very humorous here. In the fourth point, if you ask me, there are so dummies. Yes, we can say she is mature. She can understand at that age level about her class also. Now, fifth point, anyone could ramble on and leave big spaces between the words. Yes, this sentence tells that she was really thoughtful. She wanted to give nice argument to her teacher. She was not a very, very common or very simple or just so or moderate or not intelligent. Rather, she was very intelligent. Yes, on the base of this, we can prepare character sketch of Annie Frank that she was really very emotional as she had given nice brief sketches of her parents and teachers. Secondly, she was very, very sensitive. She tried to take that topic, chatterbox, to her heart and she wanted to give convincing arguments to her teacher. She was very mature. Beyond her age, she could understand what was going on in the society and in her class. She was really very, very intelligent, but she wanted to be rare. She wanted to treat diary as her real friend.